hello to all my friends out there. And this is a chat on the art of the disguise. The next live chat will be on food storage, but it will take me a while to get that one together. Okay, the definition of disguise is to give yourself a different appearance, to conceal your identity, otherwise so you can't be recognized. Why people disguise themselves? 1, to avoid detection. 2, to observe people they don't want to know that they're observing. Okay, now I will give you some examples of disguises. Okay, now this is part 1. My all-time favorite example of a disguise was Val Kilmer in the movie Heat, and he used a disguise to exit an unsafe area. He is the best. That was the all-time best disguise. Example 2, Sherlock Holmes. He used his disguises to solve crimes. So in order to observe people without them knowing it's you. That is considered literature. A lot of people don't think so, but it really is. Okay, now I will give you an example. Okay, when I was young, I changed my hair color, and here's what I looked like. I had long brown hair. It was long. And what I did is I bleached my hair, and so when I bleached my hair, it was shorter because I broke my hair off. So my hair, at one point, my hair was only this much lighter. But believe it or not, people could not recognize me. In fact, and I had my little boy with me too, and my best friend since 3rd grade, her mother said, "Who's the blonde?" My boyfriend was so mad when I did this to my hair, he hated it. At the time, when I was doing hair, I had this theory: you can wear any hair color if you have a good hairstylist. But, some of us just look more attractive as brunettes, to be honest. Okay. So by changing your hair color, you can easily disguise yourself. Men too. Men have the advantage because they can grow beards and mustaches. Okay, I have another example. My hair client, now this was a story. I'll tell you the parts that are probably true, and then, being a hairdresser. The story was she went to her hairdresser, and there was a mishap, and her hair was turned black. She had dishwater brown hair. So she went to the bar to show her boyfriend what had happened, and she was sitting by the back door, and she saw him come in with a strange lady and carry on for some time before she let him know it was her. Okay, first of all, most hairdressers are probably not going to dye your hair black on accident. The only color that really causes black is black hair dye. So anyway, so probably that part of the story was not true. But the part of the story that was true is that her boyfriend couldn't recognize her because she had dyed her hair black, and her hair was normally dishwater brown. For some reason, even when what happened with that blonde hair is then I went totally crazy, and eventually I had almost white hair. So when I had the white hair, I could see it. But even when my hair was only, this is not really blonde hair. People could not recognize me. Or if you go black and you're normally a blonde, people cannot recognize you. Okay. I had a video where I disguised myself. I didn't print the disguise of myself as when I did I disguised myself as a man, but it wasn't that hard to do. And I told my son, I said, look, I look like your dad. And he goes, Mom, you look like me. So you want to be careful. You don't want to disguise yourself to look like your children when you're trying to exit an area. Okay, reasons for a disguise. I love this. Okay, now let's see, I'm missing one. I'll start on 2 and come back. I think number one was if you commit a crime, you would want to disguise yourself. Oh, I have another example of a disguise. Remember Robert Durst? And they were looking into the fact that possibly he murdered his wife in New York. So he ran down to Galveston, Texas, and he disguised himself as a woman successfully until, the neighbor ended up dead in Galveston Bay and the body parts floated to shore. Then he was apprehended. So if you commit a crime, you might want to have a disguise. If you're hiding from creditors, you might want to wear a disguise. Prostitutes. I used to work in a wig shop, and the reason most of the prostitutes used to wear wigs is the neighbors couldn't even recognize them in a wig. Married, seeking illicit liaisons. If you are on the run. I have one. It was my customer. If you commit a crime, you want to remove your disguise. My customer saw a man running down the street with a bag and a beanie. It looked like a cash bag, and she called the police, and he had robbed a bank, and he was caught. Reasons for a disguise: you are famous. Disguise Furbies. Furbies are kind of creepy. You don't know what's in those Furby suits. Masks to disguise yourself, and the steampunk getup is a pretty good disguise. So that is part 1, the art of disguise, and I will be back with part 2. And God bless you all.